from significant. This is Crack It in an Hour.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Crack It in an Hour. I'm Simon.
I'm Jesse.
Wait, I'm Roman.
He's also eating almonds.
I was also eating almonds. That's why I'm sorry, guys.
You're not prepared.
And welcome to the show where there's one problem, 1 hour to crack it once a week. And for those of you who don't know, two of us don't know anything about the problem. One of us does. This time around, it's my problem to bring. And you two don't know a thing about it. Do you want to start the clock?
You sure don't.
Can I say one thing before?
Sure.
I've had multiple people tell me, guys, it's BS. You all know the topics every week. I want to reiterate, we do not know
nothing.
the topics.
No idea.
I like that we apparently sound smart enough that people think we know, but trust me, there's mostly wrong answers in there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, it's mostly opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
opinion stated as fact.
Let's go for this week's opinionated session. Should I start the clock?
Start the clock.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so we've been getting pretty heavy lately. We've had some deeper conversations, and I'm all for deeper conversations, but sometimes we need to pull it back.
Simon, deep
We need
conversations.
to have something just a little more simple,
a little light,
a little more light, a little more logical, a little more concrete.
Wait.
How
light
do
and
we
logical.
get the world more drunk? Is going to be Simon's.
Not far off. So there's something that I love. It's not beer. It's not.
I was
going
going
to
to say beer.
That the consumption of it has gone down remarkably over the last 20 years in America.
Whiskey.
No, it's not. It's non-alcoholic.
Oh.
Do you wanna-
Disclaimer,
do you wanna keep
Simon's not
guessing?
an
I
alcoholic.
know, this makes it sound like it's like I'm a real
Cigarettes.
rummy. Not cigarettes, though they have gone down too.
Pizza.
No, I checked. Pizza has not.
Yeah, because pizza's the best.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's ice cream.
Oh. I should have known it.
Ice cream has
should have
gone
known.
way down. Just to put some numbers around it. And
So
for the
sad.
record, when I say ice cream, I am also including sorbet, frozen yogurt, just that sort of world of frozen ice cream or ice cream-like objects.
Yeah.
So that we can just be clear. Peak was mid-90s, early 2000s, where Americans consumed roughly 20 to 22 pounds of ice cream a year. Since then, the most modern estimate I could get was 2024, and it's down to around 12 pounds per person. So we have had 40% decline in ice cream consumption. I love ice cream. I think ice cream is delicious, but it's just nowhere near as popular as it used to be. Now, here's the interesting thing, though, I want to point out. This is not a reduction in indulgence. There are things like cheese that are still going crazy. There's been a lot of things like one of your favorites, Roman, boba, which is exploding. There's things that are still filling this gap. Butter is at 60-year highs of usage. So it is not specific to dairy. It is not specific to indulgence. It is just ice cream in and of itself, which is interesting because I started doing a little more research and I was like, okay, but is this like a global problem? It is not a global problem. I'll give you...
Because everybody else knows what's good for them.
Exactly. I'll give you a few examples. One's more cultural and one's more a modern story of growth. The cultural one's Italy, where again, it's a huge still part of their culture to have go to the gelato place, have gelato. It's a social ritual. There's currently over 39,000 gelaterias, they're called, in Italy. So it's a part of the culture. It's embedded in the fabric of it. New Zealand and Australia, still going very well, over 20 pounds per person on average there. And then one that's growing like crazy right now is Japan. And Japan's growing through innovation. There's all sorts of interesting flavors.
Innovation.
There's all sorts of form factors. One of the main ways it's exploding in Japan isn't actually going to the ice cream dairy, getting scoops on a cone, but interesting ice cream prepackaged bars and things like that you could get at the 7-Elevens and stuff like that. So
like even fruit shaped.
Exactly.
Like
my daughter
peach.
got a flower shaped one yesterday, and it's like really cool.
There was a peach one that went viral that like it looked like
It
a
looks
peach,
awesome, right?
and I really want it.
Yeah. So this is it, guys. This is one that we can just start kind of getting into. And here's what I want to say is like the ground rules is like, with this one, it's like we could go cultural. We can take this where we want to. We could also do it like the aerobics one, where it's like, what would be the dream product of ice cream that would make people start buying it all over again? You know, like what's the next marble slab revolution, so to speak?
Oof, Cold Stone really was onto something.
Yeah, exactly.
The marble slab revolution. Is that what they called it? Or did you just
made that up?
Dude, this is fascinating. Wait, I'm so blown away.
Yeah.
Like, can you go, Jesse?
Well, I just feel like as a very important table setting question,
yes,
I need to know what each of your favorite ice cream flavors are.
Yeah.
Oh,
salted caramel.
Great. You know it. No questions. Salted caramel.
I walk into a new ice cream shop I've never tried. That's where I go. That's how I set the bar for that shop.
Yep.
Tillamook chocolate waffle cone.
Oh, you go straight to brand.
Whoa.
Tillamook's my favorite ice cream.
Wait, does that mean that the waffle cone pieces are
they're broken up and they're covered in chocolate, and then there's also I think a caramel streak through it too.
But so you're in a random place, middle of America, like
I'll look for Tillamook.
A mountain town.
Like you go into an ice cream shop.
Ice cream shop.
Not a store.
Which flavor do you pick to try?
I'm kind of
rum raisin.
I'm not. Most likely it'll have chocolate in it.
Okay.
Like have you guys ever had Moose Tracks?
Oh yeah.
Like something like that.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You, Jesse?
I'm a mint chocolate chip.
Oh
it's
my
gonna
God.
be my and
oh God.
For us mint chocolate chip ice cream lovers, there's a big debate whether you like the green mint chocolate chip or the white. And that's a very important distinction. Dude. I like both, but I do prefer white mint chocolate chip.
Have you tried the mint Oreo chip?
Yeah, but it's not cool. It's not the same.
No.
Roman has left the conversation.
I know.
A shout out to my friend Maria, who I've had like countless arguments about how disgusting mint chocolate chip is.
Wow.
And she's like, She's like, mint chocolate chip
Maria,
or nothing.
let's hang out.
And I'm like, wait, what?
It's incredible. I love it.
I can't. Anyway, we don't
have to go there. You're wrong, but we don't have to go there.
But let's talk about it after. Can we try to unpack the why?
Like, I can go for it. You start.
No. I'm literally, I don't know where to start because I'm like, all of your data is so good about, the comparing to other markets. It's not about indulgence, clearly, I think.
I have a thought.
I mean, there is, I guess competition has gotten bigger.
Competition's gotten
if we call it like treats or sweets, sweet indulgence, the competition.
Sweet treats, we call them.
Sweet treats. Yeah.
The competition's gotten bigger, right?
Yeah.
Like you can find like really good stuff across like a variety of things. So maybe that's one reason. But in terms of, is there anything behavioral that you think? I'm sure that's why I'm asking, because I see Jesse excited, so it's got to be behavioral.
Well, what I'm about to say, I think could be disproven by some local ice cream shops. So put that aside for a second. I think that and Simon, you started to say this. I do think this is almost an innovation problem. Because if you think about what is exploding in the sweet treat category, you have more sort of cultural, exotic things like boba, things from other like matcha. I mean, matcha ice cream
Matcha's
almost
exploding.
brought ice cream. I mean, I actually don't know the numbers, but I feel like there was a lot of when specific like Japanese ice cream shops were opening up, like there was a lot of heat around that. But then you think about the candy market, which has exploded. It's a lot of innovation. It's texture, it's crunch, it's nerds clusters, it's experiential candy. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the time I brought that candy that was like a banana, shaped like a banana, but you peeled it, or like a mango. So like when I think about, there's an ice cream shop here in LA where the whole shtick is international flavors. But that's just like local, right? It's like, and so when I think about the other categories of indulgence, you're like, oh, I went to this country and I tried this thing and now I'm getting it here. Yeah. And I don't think that ice cream has really gotten into texture,
I think
experience,
that's really
or culture.
I think it's a very good point, and also would explain why in the markets you mentioned, there hasn't been a dip in ice cream consumption because the success in food in those markets, especially in Europe, lies in tradition, not innovation.
Yeah.
And so if you go with like your great grandmother recipe and you open a shop about that, then you're going to be more successful than if you put nerds in your vanilla and chocolate chips in your mint.
I was just thinking about the last time.
Don't start with me.
I just tried to walk out. Do you see how I just tried to walk away?
Typical Simon.
I was like, let's not talk about that and keep going. But I was thinking about, it's funny because I saw the fruit thing as well. And that's from a different market. My daughter got it from a Japanese market. But I was trying to think about the last like American ice cream innovation that came to mind. And the last one that came to mind with me was, do you remember when they did the cereal milk ice cream and that had a moment?
Yeah.
And that was like a decade ago.
I thought you were going to go all the way back to Dippin' Dots.
Oh, Dippin' Dots. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Never heard of any of this.
Yeah.
What?
Cereal milk was like, it was the woman who started Milk Bar, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was everywhere for
what is it? It's a flavor?
So instead of using regular milk, it was like milk that had cereal soaking in it. So it had the flavor of the,
like the leftover milk in the bowl. It has like a sugary flavor to it from whatever cereal. God, I mean, it was innovative. And Milk Bar did nationally explode.
Yeah.
But that's what's interesting is it's like certain brands. I mean, let's be honest, Milk Bar became a brand. I mean, now you can buy Milk Bar cookies at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
But ice cream as a category doesn't have the overarching reputation since, to your point, the marble slab revolution.
Exactly. And when they do, it's typically for like, I'm just going to be honest here, unfun reasons, like low fat ice cream.
Yeah. Halo Top had like a really big moment.
And for the record, they are low fat ice cream is still doing better than the ice cream market as a whole.
Interesting.
But it has this inverse effect that I was reading about that's called, I mean, again, take it all with a grain of salt, which is like, it almost stops people from enjoying proper ice cream. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I have nothing against the brand Halo Top or anything like that. I've never had a low fat ice cream that I got the satisfaction of eating that I do from proper ice cream.
Yeah. They've gotten better.
Have they?
Like I haven't had Halo Top in a while, but more brands have come out and I think they're getting closer.
Are they?
But I would like to disagree with the research.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
With
Let's
no
keep talking.
findings of my own.
I love it.
I'm not convinced that it's not an indulgence thing, but I think that people love to pick and choose what they consider an indulgence. Like people will it's almost like selective hearing, right? You're like, because think about the explosion of the Ninja Creamy and people making protein ice cream. That brand exploded because some gym bros figured out that they could use it to make basically low fat, low calorie, high protein ice cream. And so, I mean, part of it is probably because protein is part of everything. Part of the rage, but Roman's left the conversation. He's going to get us ice cream.
I'm here.
No, but it's funny because if I like boba, I'm going to say I like indulgence, but if I don't want to eat ice cream, I'm going to say in the same breath that like, oh, I want to be more healthy. Yeah. So I think people in general we're full of contradictions. And that's actually where most interesting tensions and insights lie around humanity. So I think it's almost false to say that it's not a health and wellness thing, because maybe I associate ice cream so much with like overindulgence that in the ice cream part of my brain, I've decided I need healthier stuff. But in the cheese part of my brain,
smoothie part of your brain, you're going to get 90 grams of sugar.
Totally. In the cheese part of my brain, I'm like, whatever, it's cheese. I love cheese. Who cares? I deserve this. Like, it's amazing how much we can be like, I shouldn't do this. And like, whatever, I deserve this at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I do think some of the health and wellness, diet culture, energy, trend, whatever you want to call it, has an effect on it.
Yeah.
And no one's really, I think, leveraging the full-on indulgence.
No.
Yeah.
But
hey, you didn't wake up at 6 a.m. and run 10K for nothing.
No, I agree. But
like, just get in.
I was
get in.
What is modern indulgence in America? Because, and can I just explain why?
Yeah.
Which is like when I think of the 90s or early aughts, like peak ice cream, let's call it, Ben and Jerry's succeeded by making the most like ostentatious flavors, right? It would be like you're putting like pretzel, chocolate covered pretzels, some peanut butter. Like I tried eating one recently and I was like, this is a lot.
No, it's so
it's
good.
It's a lot to take in. And I was just starting to go like, okay, but who's defining modern indulgence in sweets right now, even outside the ice cream category? Who would you say is defining it? Like, is it the over the top, like smoothie beverage? Like, is it the Labubu Dubai chocolate?
I mean, indulgence is it's a personal. It depends who you ask. It's true.
No, you're right. You're right.
Totally. Like you can. The audience is like.
Yeah.
It really depends who you ask. For some people, it's going to be a half piece of chocolate. And for some people, it's going to be like a full bucket of ice cream.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So
there's something else. Okay. So when I think about ice cream in like the height of like the Cheesecake Factory era dining in America, ice cream got so wrapped up in, like, do you remember when like steakhouses and Cheesecake Factory desserts was like a slice of cake that was actually like
10 feet tall?
If my knee is the plate, and it was like, it was up to here. I know we were once in a restaurant in Detroit where like they served a dessert in a martini glass was like this big, and it had a slice of cake as the garnish on the thing.
Yeah.
And in my mind, ice cream sort of got wrapped up in that version of indulgence. And I do think, I agree with you, indulgence is individual, but on like a macro cultural level, I do think we've turned to indulgence as like a more intentional indulgence. Like, I don't want to eat a piece of cake this big if it's not great. I'd rather have like a beautiful pastry or slice of cake that's really delicious. That's not true for everybody, but I do think, I wonder sometimes if ice cream got wrapped up in the spectacle dessert era.
I know what you mean.
Probably, but I do think the ice cream industry has addressed it with like the bougie ice cream shops.
Yeah,
you
totally.
Like, you have like Biz, and you told me about, was it Biz, that new place that I've never tried? A one or something?
Oh, yeah. The vegan ice cream shop.
And it's like super bougie,
cool,
very
They
premium.
even treat it like a art brand.
That's just an example. But even Salt and Straw, right?
Yeah.
Which is like not, it's bougie in the pricing the quality but it's
like
more
almost
hipster
like
than
concierge.
bougie, right? When it started. I think they caught up like in this to try to make it a little different from your big Cheesecake Factory slice of cake. You see what I mean? So
yeah. No, but I guess part of my thought is I can see why maybe some people have written off ice cream as like too indulgent of an indulgence. Like if you're sort of coming from that era, like I'm thinking about, I'm just truly hypothesizing what the decline is being driven by. And so I'm like, I don't know, if I came from that era of ice cream as a spectacle, I basically took it out of my brain as an option.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I will have a piece of chocolate, or I'll have but you're right, like the options exist. I just don't know if it was like, if they pulled the market along with it.
So you think it needs a complete product reimagining or repositioning? Because it sounds like, because to your point, like the metaphor that I kept doing in my head when you were talking about that is like, if you're like, oh, I love salads, but I eat 1,200 calorie taco salads all the time.
Totally. It's
a way of justifying eating a 1,200 calorie taco salad. And ice creams kind of have the similar problem, right?
Or like a different way to look at it is, I think sometimes there are so many healthy things in the world that are actually way worse for you than like a scoop of ice cream.
See, this is interesting.
And that's, I think, when I think about the rebrand of the ice cream industry, I'm like, be like, listen, that salad that you just had, even at Sweetgreen, for example. I mean, they put the calories on the, sometimes you're like, wait, a 900 calorie salad for lunch? And you're like, a scoop of ice cream's not that bad.
Yeah.
But I think we just have these false perceptions of healthy, not healthy. And I wonder if you just have to reframe some of that.
To that point, when I think of ice cream is sort of unapologetically indulgent as a category. Right?
Yeah.
Like it is like, even Halo Top is basically like apologizing. You know what I mean? It's like, well, see, now maybe it isn't so bad.
Yeah.
And if you look at most other things, like the thing I keep going back to smoothies, because I'm like, man, people put stuff in smoothies now saying it's a smoothie, and this stuff is like, it's not good for you.
No, so
if it's
so
900 calories
and full of sugar.
I mean? Like it stops being a smoothie at some point. I don't know where, but because it's a smoothie, right? But because it's a smoothie, everyone's comfortable having it, right? And how do you, if that's the principal problem, how do you fix that problem? Do you do it through, we need to reposition it? Do you do it through market innovation that makes people go, oh, I know it's an indulgence, but look how cool it is. I got to try it. You know what I mean? Like there's so many, but
I think we're starting to touch on a few things that we need to unpack. So there's the reframing of indulgence, which you guys are talking about, which I think is really interesting. There is a reality about the competition heating up.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like growing up, you go family dinner at a restaurant for a celebration. You walk out. It's the summer. Where do you go? You go for ice cream.
Yeah.
You don't have a conversation. It's not like,
totally.
do you want a boba? Like a little Taiwanese waffle?
Oh, I know.
A massive, amazingly delicious chocolate chip cookie that was just made 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe an ice cream.
I know.
You see what I mean? Like
totally.
Just off the top of my head, I mentioned 4, and there's probably 15 options.
Yeah.
Like, so competition is a real thing. And then innovation that you brought up. I think these are 3 things that you could like.
You also touched on something else that's in there, and I don't know if it's on purpose or not, which is the cultural element of going to get ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't tell you the last time I drove to an ice cream stand and got ice cream other than when I'm on vacation with my kids.
I mean, as a destination.
As a destination. Do you know what I mean?
Because I've done it twice in the last 2 weeks.
Good for you. But
That's great.
You're right though. It used to be, hey, let's all walk to the ice cream shop or drive to the ice cream shop, like Dairy Queen, right? Like that's, you park in the garage in the driveway and hang out.
All businesses, it is the one that location.
Yeah.
Like if you're not in a foot traffic environment, I think you're dead.
I think you're dead.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and we live in LA where like the foot traffic places are like very selective. You know, you gotta pick something.
Yeah.
But I can't name an ice cream shop in LA that is not properly located. It's impossible.
I think
I
would add one more to your list, right? So you talked about innovation, you talked about the competition, you talked about reframing indulgence. And this is maybe tied to reframing indulgence. And I talk about this topic literally all the time, but I feel like we have lived in such an era of justified fun. Mm-hmm. Like and we even maybe touched on it at one point. It's like you earned this thing. And I think we're getting back to the era of just like fun for the sake of fun. And there's, thank God. Woo, I love fun so much. That's all I want is to have more fun. That is my number one motivator in life. And candy, but that's also fun.
Same.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
There's this... I don't know how to explain it because when I explain it, it sounds like it's earned fun, but it's not. There's this woman who I follow on TikTok who goes on these 20-mile runs in LA, and she basically runs to every Salt and Straw in LA, and she's mapped it out where at basically 5 miles, then another 4 miles. And you could look at that and say, oh, she's like, I've earned this, but that's not at all how it's framed. She's like, I just want to eat ice cream 6 times in one day. So I'm just going to run to all the Salt and Straws. I mean, if I could run 20 miles, I would do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Simon's
can definitely
doing it every Sunday.
I was going to say,
dive bars.
Yeah, this sounds great.
Yeah. It's the new bar crawl.
Yeah, exactly.
the ice cream crawl.
I'm getting to that age.
There's something about it. Again, it's hard to describe because on the surface you look at that and it feels like it's earned fun, but it's not. And I love this. I love when fitness culture and indulgent culture become one thing versus it being like the treat yourself after you've done something.
Did you that made me think of something. Did you guys ever hear about the wine marathon in the Bordeaux region?
I want to do it.
It's a full-on marathon, and I think they drink a glass of red wine every kilometer.
Yes.
Okay, I've heard of something similar.
They've announced a new one in New York that's a pastry one.
There you go. So
eat a pastry every
activation, ice cream marathon.
Okay, that's actually really good. That's how I'm going to run. That's how I'm going to run my first marathon. Ice cream marathon.
Ice cream marathon.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm motivated.
But
as long as it's mint chocolate chip, because obviously
for a marathon,
partially refreshing.
And we're back.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to bring it up multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to, but what if we try to do what you suggested? Like, okay, like if we had to create an ice cream brand right now, knowing what we know now, then how would we do it?
My first thought is, don't make it require a location, make it a packaged good. That's my first thought.
Oh, you mean make it super
like somewhere anyone can sell it. You don't have to go to a Salt and Straw and get it scooped up and everything like that.
Okay, why?
I think because there's an opportunity to get rid of, just take that whole foot traffic thing and that whole cultural thing off the table as a problem.
I disagree.
Ooh,
it's making me think that if we were starting an ice cream brand, I would be pushing to open up the ice cream shop in other stores, not to open an ice cream location. So there's one in LA, and this is not even my.
It's very smart.
Because first of all, I think it would help put ice cream back front and center as a reminder, put it top of mind. I think it would reframe ice cream as just like, hey, whatever, you're at the Nike store, there's also some ice cream over here. You can put it in context of the places that you want to help reframe it. There's at the Kith store here in LA, there's Kith an Streets. Ice cream shop. And that it's obviously very it's a very specific example, but I'm talking more you're at, Target, right? They have Starbucks at the Target. But why don't we also have an ice cream shop there? Why don't we have ice cream? Think about how much people love the ice cream and hot dogs at Costco. Why don't you create a brand that sits inside all of these other retail locations as its own standalone brand, but it doesn't have its separate retail location?
That's really smart.
Keep talking. I'm not sold on it yet. I'm not sold on it yet.
You're buying the traffic already. Because if you're even if you're in a high traffic, foot traffic area, it's harder for people to, I think, stop. Even though I disagree with you for other reasons. I didn't think of Jesse's idea, but I keep going on Jesse's idea. I think you pick the right store, right? So Costco is obviously the perfect example. IKEA is another one. A store where people spend time.
Yeah.
Right?
Costco also, they ritualized it very well.
Totally. But I'm just using that as I'm not saying that the brand we create should be in Costco. I'm saying that it's possible and they did ritualize it. But I think if you want to reframe, if you want to change people's relationship with ice cream, which is what I would say this brief is about, and therefore kind of create the next wave of ice cream, the next, the next ice cream category, then I think you have to put the brand in places that people don't expect it to be so that they can create a new association with it. Because I hear you on the packaged good, but there's a lot.
Totally.
You go to the ice cream, the freezer section. There's nothing. And by the way, in terms of packaging, I was more just thinking
the candy playbook. You know what I mean? Like that's how you do it. You differentiate through interesting sort of merchandising. You build an interesting form factor, some sort of interesting innovations with that. Because then suddenly, you're removed from having it to necessarily be a cone and a thing.
Oh my
God!
You
have all sorts of cool ways you could bring it to life.
Here you go.
Yeah, do you remember Go-Gurt?
Yeah, I remember. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Okay, Go-Gurt.
Still in my Go-Gurt phase with my kids.
Hell yeah. Okay, so Go-Gurt was yogurt and not fancy yogurt. It was
It was Yoplait. Blue yogurt.
But it was blue yogurt.
Yeah.
But it came in a little plastic tube, and so you just would squeeze it out, so you could eat it on the go.
Yeah.
If you did that with ice cream, and then people started freezing the Go-Gurt packages,
totally.
and it became
Yeah.
So I'm I still think you should do the retail example, but then if you sold it at the retail locations, not in a cup, but in like a Go-Gurt thing, or you were handing them out at marathons, like as people were running by and you could just hand them literally an ice cream Go-Gurt. Like I think you could play with the packaging in a different way. I just wouldn't go to market as only retail in the way that you were talking about it.
Retail at all. I just think what's interesting with, not a wholesale. I mean, what's interesting with like owned retail is the culture has gone, and that also didn't really exist much growing up, to it's a tasting experiment.
Totally.
When you go to an ice cream shop today, they're like, sure, what do you want to try?
Try them all. That's what I do.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that didn't exist. It was the torture of picking the right thing and being afraid to make that one mistake because you were craving that ice cream, but your parents would obviously not buy two.
Yeah.
But now that's gone, right? Everybody tries everything. The whole family tries like multiple things. And so that is to me,
that's my second scoop.
That's why owned retail is fantastic. And then you sell it at wholesale and whatever.
I think the thing with retail with me is you need to ritualize it in a way where people are going to start making a part of the behavior of wherever they are doing it. And you're competing with a lot of things there. Like you're competing with people walking around drinking coffee. Like that's why Starbucks is in Target, right? They didn't make that ritual. People were walking around Target with Starbucks and they said, great, let's just start selling it here. So like what I'm saying is you're now trying, and that's what you said the goal was like to create a new behavior around ice cream. And my thing was just like, I'm not totally
sold. But what's retail today? Retail is just an experience. It's not a profit center. Like if you look at all the DTC brands now going into retail, they're not making money off of their retail space. It's just an experiment. And see it as the same thing. Your business is at wholesale. Your customer experience is at retail. I think that's the way I would see it. And the other thing I would push us to think about is just think about all those, how do I call them? Food items that have become cult extremely locally and then exploded nationally. Right? Shake Shack is probably the good perfect example, right? Yeah. Salt and Straw is actually a pretty good one too. Like, but there's a bunch of like those things. It was that thing. You had to catch it in that place. Some people traveled like there just to do it, waited in line for like 90 minutes to try it. Yeah. And then suddenly, hey, a bit of investment, franchise, or whatever. Everywhere. Boom, it's everywhere. Yeah. Like, how do we create that? How do you create that one thing that becomes the talk of the food town?
What if, forget Costco, forget Target. Those are just examples of how you could put something inside of a thing.
Reference, yeah.
The other reason, other than creating a new association, the other reason I think it would be good to be inside other retail locations is because it's really easy to talk yourself out of something you think you shouldn't get. You're like, oh, I'm craving ice cream. Should I? And then like, if you've got to leave the house, go to do it, you're sort of like, I don't really need that right now. I don't need to do that. So if you're shopping and you're out and you're somewhere and you get hungry, I mean, think about when like Best Buy started putting candy up at the register. You know, like, or Staples, like you're like, I'm not at Staples to buy like a bag of chips, but like I'm out Home Depot has candy at
totally.
So like,
but like I think that would be the CPG play. Like you could do like put a freezer there with just a bunch of crazy things too.
It could be that. But then I was thinking about everybody always talks about eating ice cream in bed. And so what if you sold ice cream at the mattress store and part of testing out the mattress was sitting in bed eating ice cream?
I think I know where this is going. My next question, it's gonna take us there. Here's my next question. Okay, we went straight into distribution, retail, super interesting. Yeah. There's some disagreement, but some good ideas around innovation formats.
It's still early days, guys. We got like a half hour left.
What's the brand? What is it about and who's it for?
Well, this is where I get excited, and I don't know yet. But my clear lane is still.
Jesse's giggling.
Go for it.
I know what she's gonna say.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna say anything.
What are you gonna say?
You're gonna say it.
No.
I'm gonna say it for you. Jesse has been a genius at inventing brands for a specific audience, and I think We are going to create hot girl ice cream.
Yes!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I knew it.
You've been giggling for 2 minutes. I love it.
To go right along with hot vegetables.
Exactly.
But there's something interesting there for sure, because you're making it attractive, less. You make indulgence sexy and all sorts of things.
Yes.
I buy it.
This is the thing. Okay, so let's shift gears. Let's stop talking about retail and all that stuff. Let's start talking about the brand.
Yeah.
Let's go from there, because I think that would also inform our retail strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're making an ice cream for hot girls. Hot girl ice cream.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
You're not saying it's exclusively for hot girls.
Yeah, because
Do you want to explain that a little bit? Because I feel weird explaining that.
I love how uncomfortable he is talking about that. I absolutely love it.
I just think, yes. Okay. So this is very insider, because we've been talking about this for years. And I have been, every brand that I want to create, I sort of bucket under this like brand of hot girl blank. And I just think that there is such a cultural reclaiming of what it is for women to own their own attractiveness, to be comfortable in their bodies. This is, to be very clear, this is not the Make America Hot version of hot girl. I mean, they can do whatever they want. If they want to eat the ice cream, that's fine. This is, anyone can have the ice cream. But I think when I think of people that I'm inspired by, like Sabrina Carpenter and Alona Mar and Doechii, like people who just aren't afraid to embrace their whatever version of femininity is to them, but also owning their bodies, being comfortable talking about sexuality, like all of it. I think for too long, there was only one version of that. And so I think to be unapologetically, as I sit here wearing all pink,
with a touch of red.
Yes, on a red couch. It's a real vibe today. Writing with a red pen. I just think, I don't remember where I was, but I think there's something interesting always to me about being unapologetically for women.
I love it.
And I do think ice cream is interesting because, and culturally, ice cream has always been associated with women in like a negative way, like breakups. You're gonna have.
Comfort.
That is cool.
It is it's
comfort
always
food.
It's always been like, oh, you're gonna cry into a pint of ice cream. I mean, it's culturally, it's been in a million TV shows and movies, and it's like it's sort of like a weakness.
Yeah.
And that's when I always like, when I think of any brand that I've dubbed the hot girl brand, I think about reclaiming that, like taking it back. I'm not going to cry into a pint of ice cream. Like maybe I like got out of that relationship because that guy sucked. Like, let's go get some ice cream. Let's have fun again. It's where my fun and all of it collide into one thing. So yeah.
What's your first flavor? No, you need because you talked about innovation, right? Yeah, she was going to go there, but I think I'm curious about.
Well, actually,
the innovation component of hot girl ice cream.
So I don't know that I don't know that this would be all of it, but I think spicy has been on the rise as a trend in flavor, and I mean spicy hot girl ice cream. No, I'm laughing
because we had that. We almost created a candy brand, and it was pretty close to what we're talking about.
This but ice cream, yeah. Okay, I know we said at the beginning we don't know the topic, but on this one, maybe we've done some previous research on on other adjacent ventures.
Yeah.
No, but actually, I do think spicy is interesting. Like if I take like the candy hot tamales.
Yeah.
Like that ice cream inspired, but not just like full blown, like blow your palate out cinnamon. I think it's something
because it's got to be
mint jalapeno. You mean
ice cream has to be a little different than
mint jalapeno, habanero mint. I love it. I want that.
You just manifest that into the world, Roman. That's a thing now.
Go.
That's so good.
Let's do it.
I mean, I think you need like, you need your ice cream. You need your like flavor that puts you on the map, but it's not your whole flavor profile, Yeah. Like, I don't think I would want all the ice cream. I don't think I'd want to launch a line of spicy ice cream.
Yeah.
But I think if you went out and had jalapeno mint, but then you have to have some.
Can I ask?
general
Let me
flavors.
ask a question about this to the three of us. How do you market hot girl ice cream when a significant chunk of your market is kids?
Okay.
Do you think Salt and Straw is still for kids?
I think it's a good point. You're asking a question, making a point.
Because I think what you're talking about now is we're building a brand. We're not worried so much about bringing back 12 pounds to 20 pounds.
I think we're
talking about finding an opportunity.
Places where your kids are like, meh, no, too complicated for me. And Salt Straw is probably one of them.
Yeah.
Like Van Leeuwen and all those guys.
Yeah. Like my kids
also,
love Baskin Robbins still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I would like the hot girl brand to me is about confidence. It's about empowerment. Yeah. It's about friendship between women. There's so many interesting articles about like women just lifting, like in the last decade, how much women are just coming together. I mean, honestly, like it goes in so many directions. Like, women in their 40s realizing like they just don't need to be married because they don't need, like, there's so much around that culture that to me, it's like, I know it has a spicy name when we dub it hot girl blank, but it's not about
and
overt,
it would be called hot girl.
No, and it's not about overt sexuality in any way. And so I think it is like it's like, I hate the word empowerment because it's taken on so many weird meanings, but it is like a confidence brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think it's for kids, and that's okay.
No, but I think
like confidence, exactly.
Teenage girls
100%.
Not like they run the world, in my opinion. And actually, I know the founder of Reddit once said that it's teenage girls who make everything on the internet
totally
popular. Literally every social platform that has become, I mean, think about every social platform starts out with teenagers, mostly teenage girls. And then like all the rest of us get on it and the teenage girls are like, all right, now we have to find something else because all the old people are on our app.
Great. They're on this.
I think that, I think it would be really empowering to a lot of people.
Totally. I'm teenagers, I think sounds great.
I agree.
With teenagers too, it would be interesting to start diving into their consumption habits and what they eat as indulgences and stuff like that. Cause I bet you very quickly you'd start to get a lot of ideas about flavor profiles and things like that.
Yeah. And I mean, what do we tell like so many of the clients that we work with? If you want to build a modern brand today with a modern community, co-create it with your audience.
Exactly.
So the flavor, to your point, like if you actually launch the brand with flavors that you've co-created with teenagers, like,
it'd be interesting.
I think it's super cool.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I remember, Roman, you once talked about your daughter and her friends would always talk about the crumble cookie drops. Like, I don't like crumble cookies.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, they don't taste good to me. But the drop, right? Every Friday or something.
There's a weekly drop. Yeah. It's funny. I haven't heard about it this year, but last year was a big thing.
It was the big thing.
And my daughter would come home and be like, oh, I got to go to Crumble Cookie this week because we got to try that flavor. It was fantastic marketing. Just the super limited time menu item. You see what I mean? It's like only here this week. All right. And that drives traffic.
Totally.
And very easy to do with ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
It's
limited editions is easy.
It's like cookie. That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Like, and it was a thing. It becomes the talk of middle high school. So did you try the flavor this week?
Let's talk form factor for a second. Like, are we imagining scoops on a cone? Are we imagining ice cream itself? Or are we imagining ice cream objects made from ice cream? Because I keep going to like, I think this is a great innovation opportunity, especially with this market that we're starting to target now, right? Like, I don't think we would want to just have like tubs of ice cream. We could do so much more.
Yeah.
Guys, was the downfall of ice cream the ice cream museum? Something about you just saying the objects made from ice cream made me think of that, the ice cream museum and that. But you know what's interesting to me? I promise this is relevant to what you just asked, but they were almost onto something because they were trying to create an experiential version of a thing that we consume and put textures and feelings and sounds to sprinkles and cones and flavors and whatever. I mean, really, truly, it was just like Instagrammable and that's what everybody
100%.
wanted. But I think you can't ignore some of that. Like the ice cream industry then just went back to ice cream. Like there was no
I know,
like
exactly.
Yeah.
Like to your point of experiential flavor foods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like imagine, just off the top of my head, wacky idea, but like imagine we had an ice cream product that looked like one giant sprinkle, and when you cracked it open, all the sprinkles and ice cream fell out. Right? You'd be like, oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone's
I
gonna
want
take
that.
pictures of that.
I
You know
want
what I
that.
mean? Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
so much you can do, especially with this market who is like, if they find something interesting, they are going to share the crap out of it.
Totally.
And then now you just start making the opening of the product itself part of that experience
That's
in a
really cool.
really cool way.
Yeah.
I love
you know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you could
It's
do
not
all
just
these
like like now you have an ice cream bar and like you're just tearing a package.
Exactly. Like you do something that's like a ritual that
I
people want
love
to film,
that.
you know what I mean? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you could that's where I start to go like, oh, I get excited about like what you could actually do with ice cream.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
I want ice cream so bad right now. It's really
working.
I'm like
this podcast is working.
I'm honestly losing the plot because of how bad I want to eat ice cream. Yeah,
like,
that's really cool.
So, okay, we're starting to, I think we're starting to circle around our take on ice cream, which is getting exciting. We have Target, we have an idea, hot girl ice cream. We have, let's say we don't know exactly yet, but we're going to find interesting ways for product innovation to make it so that it's inherently experiential, inherently shareable, which feels really cool. Now let's go back to that old question. Retail spaces, no retail spaces in retail spaces.
Yeah, but think of like the example you just gave of
Yes.
the sprinkle you can crack open. You're selling that in the Nike store.
Right.
Like when I say open up an ice cream shop inside, that doesn't mean it has to be scoops and bowls and cones. I still think
a presence
that you have a retail presence, but it's not a standalone. You're doing it inside other spaces. Think about it like even then the opportunities for collabs that pop up because the retail space already exists.
Yeah.
So now suddenly you're like, I don't know, no one wants to eat ice cream out of a shoe, but like maybe you're eating ice cream out of a shoe. I don't know. At baseball games, they eat them out of the little plastic hats. So why not a shoe?
There really hasn't been like when you think about ice cream, and maybe you guys are closer to the ice cream world than I am. There hasn't been much cultural zest to it lately.
No.
Because like when you start talking about collaborations and stuff like that, I'm like, I've seen collaborations in so many other food items.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in ice cream.
I see it Kith is an example, but it's sort of their own thing. So it's not a collaboration.
Yeah.
No.
I think there have been like, I'm not going to think of a perfect example, but there have been examples where like a certain brands, let's say a certain brand of cookies that got really popular now becomes the cookies crumbled up in like it's a toppings thing where it's like insert brand
but there's no
here.
Hailey Beaver smoothie of ice creams, is there?
Not that I know of.
No, and there's no like what's the brand I'm looking for?
We starting an ice cream company?
Like it's probably not right for Hugger Candy, but there's no like who's gonna do ice cream meets Cadillac?
Yeah.
Like what's the collab? There's a car collaboration
There
with
is.
ice cream.
Yeah.
There's
there is.
a mattress collaboration with ice cream.
Totally.
There probably is a it's on the go.
Oh, that's so cool.
Away luggage meets XYZ. You see what I mean?
I think about even brands like Lizzo's brand Yitty or like Skims. Like
totally.
There's a bunch of things. Go completely outside of food to go tap an audience that's existing and
also okay. Where you have, and this is interesting because it's almost like it's like reverse collaboration, but then again, I don't think that the ice cream industry is not benefiting from it. In makeup.
Oh, makeup really interesting.
Yeah, but makeup has used ice cream a lot as reference.
Yes.
Like, this is, back in the day, like there were that chapstick brand that actually was it was like Dr. Pepper flavored chapstick. It was lip smackers. And it was like, they were literally ice cream flavors, like, or soda flavors. And that's still now like the way that makeup brands will either name their nail polish or their eyeshadow. Like you see ice cream referenced and utilized in their world, but it's not translating into the world of ice cream.
Yeah.
But wait, is there anything in makeup from a packaging standpoint that we can leverage? You know how Vacation did the genius move of using like a
whipped cream
container
that's interesting.
to
in makeup.
to give sunscreen. Is there a makeup container? Like how do you? I mean, I don't know. You say, I mean, is there like some container
like pump,
innovation,
like a pump bottle of ice cream,
packaging innovation that we can play with, to signal that
it's different?
I mean, I think this is more
too.
stunty than like full product, but I think about some makeup colors are, I know there's a word for this. I can't remember. It's not just related to makeup, but when something looks so good that you like want to take a bite of it, but it's not an edible thing. Like if you actually twist open like a thing of lipstick, like a brand new thing, and it's this beautiful like red, and you're like, I kind of like want to take a bite of that, but I know I'm not supposed to eat that. Yeah. But if you made a lipstick, an entirely edible, you know how people do the,
is it look like a lipstick?
Yeah. You know that like it's cake or not.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's that, but you make it look like lipstick and it has that rich, beautiful color, but like you take a bite of the whole thing and it's ice cream.
It's amazing.
Like that would be pretty cool.
That would be so cool.
There's something about like,
you could make like makeup sets that are all edible.
That is
just
cool.
completely edible.
Like that.
Yeah, as a stunt.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Guys,
You're excited.
Really sold on this.
You're excited.
It's going to be hard to get me to stop talking about it.
I think with plenty of good ideas, I don't think we cracked the retail conversation. I think you're right, Simon. Because like, I think about Crumble, right? Crumble, I think, I'm not sure, but they probably were like, okay, we're going to go to like upper middle class neighborhoods and we're going to put it near high schools. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing. I'm not even sure. I don't even know where the store is. I don't even know where my daughter gets it. Right. But it's probably walking distance from her previously middle, now high school. That's a good idea. If we think there's a market there. Or is it, the classic, you're going to go next to Salt and Straw, but you're going to be the cooler, more modern? Or is it, do you go to neighborhoods that are, some neighborhoods in some parts, it's not easy to find in every city, but in LA, you have some neighborhoods that are a little more like, there's more food innovation.
Yeah.
Like, and it's probably because it's more like, Little Tokyo, Little Osaka, but you go to Sawtell, you have so much food innovation. Yeah. It's like, it's so interesting. Like, where do we go? What do we do? I love the in store. I think we need to identify where do you go? Like, because it's not that easy, I think, to find the right, Nike. I don't think so. But so what's the Nike? Because Nike is a little bit.
I mean, I would do it at Glossier stores, for example.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But like, and actually they did start opening up coffee shops inside. I mean, I do bring up Nike though, and it doesn't have to be Nike. It could be, even one of the newer, cooler, whatever, brands, Bandit, whatever. But I actually think it's really cool to associate ice cream with fitness. Yeah. And I think that's one of the hills I think I'm dying on right now is like, it's both, I think the opportunity, because I go back to your question at the beginning of people, like what is driving the fact that that ice cream consumption is down. And I think that we just need to create new associations with the category. And I think not treating it like a treat yourself earned thing is and that's also embodies the confidence of Hot Girl Ice Cream, which is like, you don't have to earn this, like have whatever you want to have. So I love the dissonance of associating ice cream with fitness.
Let me push it to the edges to see because I think it's going to go too far, but I'm trying to understand if we can get people there from a behavior standpoint, like put it in a Pilates studio.
But then aren't you saying Aren't you saying the opposite?
Sorry, let me ask that question. You put it in a Pilates studio. I think what I'm getting at is, and Nike's obviously a step removed from that, but it's similar. And how do you get people to pass that barrier? Because there is still I don't want to show it kind of thing. I'm at Nike to get fit. Do I really want to buy an ice cream at Nike? I love the dissonance, but I'm like, are we going to be able to get past the behavior? Do you see what I mean?
I think so, but I know I shop a lot more than you guys do. Do you know how hungry shopping makes you?
Totally. Yeah.
But there's the thing I'm tripping up on, and it's a minor thing, and I think it's just a small part of this, which is like, I think sometimes in those places you're actually kind of saying the opposite of what you mentioned, which is, okay, you've earned this, now you can eat this, rather than what you're saying is just fucking eat it. Don't worry about
whether maybe, but I think it's I go back to the woman I said I follow on TikTok who runs it's a nuance that's hard to explain that to me is there when you're like, earning it would be like
at the finish line.
At the finish is exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's why I loved your marathon example and the one that popped up in New York, which is like, 2 miles in, like have some ice cream, and then guess what? Another 2 miles, have some more ice cream. Like make it fun. I think is where, and we don't have to belabor it, but I don't know. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like would it work? I don't know. Have to do some research.
But given we've prepped and researched everything, we already know.
Yeah. I actually have the numbers right here. Actually, I drew a picture of an ice cream cone with a cherry on top is what's on my piece of paper.
Where were you thinking for retail, Roman?
I'm struggling to innovate. I'm thinking pretty traditionally and from a retail standpoint. Yeah.
I mean, like with something like a hot girl ice cream, you have license to be in, let's say, like, boutiques and stuff like that too, right? Like there's another way you could go, to your point of it being sort of like fun shopping locations, maybe a little less utilitarian as well. I don't know if that's right or not, but
maybe.
If it is just kind of like do it because it's fun and stop overthinking it,
Yeah. Or you take the opposite approach and put it in all the really boring places to bring fun as like a behavior.
Yeah.
Gas stations.
Ice cream at the DMV. Like, I think, I mean, that's not really on the brand. It's hard to say. Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question. Cause you also don't want to make it like a shopping thing, cause that feels very old school.
Then you're kind of reinforcing different things.
Totally. You're reinforcing a different stereotype. So I don't know, makeup. I'm now quite interested in the makeup notion.
Yeah.
I cannot emphasize to you how much I want ice cream right now. I think we're going to have to go get ice cream.
Edible makeup at Sephora, I'm telling you.
So we got a brand.
Edible makeup.
We've got some first flavor ideas. We've got interesting form factor being kind of like part of our brand. We're kind of undecided a little bit on where we show up, I would say.
I mean, frankly, I think we're undecided on really the core of the audience, I think, for now. I don't think I think the experience you talked about is a little more high school.
Yeah, probably.
I think we talked about makeup, which is a behavior more than an audience, but it comes with a behavior. We talked about sport.
Yeah.
And fitness and health, wellness, whatever we call it. I think it would help us if we're like, okay, we're going to be the ice cream brand for these people.
I mean,
the audience first would be very interesting.
I'm manifesting this out into the world. As you guys know, the only thing I want to do in life is create a brand where I can one day partner with Ilona Maher, who I think we mentioned on this podcast probably 100 times. She is my idol. She has inspired me in so many ways, as she has so many other women and people, not just women, just she's incredible. She has personally made me rethink my own relationship with food, carbs, sweets, just all like thinking about what it means to have a strong body, like all of it. So like when I think about this brand, I think about her 100%. I would build this brand with her, and that almost helps me figure out what that center of gravity is. So if you're listening to this podcast, if the odds are, if anybody knows Ilona Maher,
you got to listen to this podcast. They talk about you all the time.
They're obsessed with you.
How much time do we have left? I mean,
probably like,
what do we got?
2.5.
Okay, beauty.
Thank God.
So then what is that? What is that? Like if you were, give me your first off the shooting from the hip sort of, who's the target?
Oh, now you're asking me hard questions.
It's you.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay. Surprise.
So it's not teens.
It's probably not.
Yeah.
But it halo easily into teens because it is about confidence.
Yeah.
It is also about giving confidence to teenage girls.
Yeah, totally.
So it's maybe, dare I say, maybe a slightly younger version of you, Jesse.
I've been insulted twice on this episode.
It halos into even younger, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Age is just a number, guys.
Age is
absolutely,
remember.
absolutely
amen. Could I make a bold statement?
Love it.
I am not participating in a company that sells low fat ice cream. So I just want to make sure that we still agree on it being full fat ice cream.
Yeah, you probably got to go all in.
Yeah,
100%.
Okay, good.
100%.
It's like
just making sure.
It's like pizza. Don't make it cauliflower.
Yeah, if you're gonna make exactly.
And just like candy, right? It should be.
I'm not sure.
It should be.
I'm not sure. I'm not a fan of contributing to making people unhealthy, but if it is about reclaiming confidence, and then maybe.
Okay,
reclaiming indulgence.
And
yeah, I like that.
That doesn't have to mean to excess.
Exactly.
I think the format.
Exactly.
No.
So I actually think one of the things that Ben and Jerry's did that was super interesting was when they started selling the teeny tiny little pints.
Thank you.
Like itty bitty one. I think maybe even Haagen-Dazs, but I've actually never seen anybody else do it.
No, but like show up in an ice cream shop.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
You're asking for one scoop?
Oh my God.
You don't have ice cream for the whole family.
I was a couple weekends ago, you guys know I was in Michigan and we went out for ice cream and I asked for a single scoop and a cup. And everybody was laughing at me because at one point I literally tried to stop the woman because I didn't want to waste it. It wasn't like I was like, it's too much. I was like, it was like 4 scoops in one. And I was like, no, like that's enough. That's enough. She just did not even listen to me. She's like, this is how you're going to get it and you're going to like it.
Totally. There's this thing where there's kitty scoop, then one scoop. And I'm like, kitty scoop is the one scoop I need. Yeah, totally. You know what I mean?
But but I like those tiny pints could be a fun format.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Let's go get ice cream.
That's been an hour. We've had an hour. It's been, how do we help? I'm going to do a quick recap.
And we made a brand.
Real quick. Okay. So I asked originally, how do we bring back ice cream? And I intentionally opened it up to, we could attack this a million ways. We could talk about the high level problems of it. We could talk about building a brand. We talked about the high level problems for quite a while. And I think there was a lot of good stuff there. The idea of indulgence, the idea of the lack of innovation inside ice cream right now. The competition was a really great one. The culture around ice cream, just how people don't kind of go for it the same way as possible. And based on that, we started thinking, okay, how can we make a company? This is always what we do and we enjoy doing.
Yeah.
That's why we started a company. And it's got really interesting. We started talking about building a company, sort of a hot girl empowerment ice cream
hot girl
brand.
used metaphorically.
Hot girl used metaphorically.
Hot girl ice cream.
Female, like women empowered, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about interesting flavors we could do, all sorts of really cool things we could do around there. Interesting form factors.
Yeah, Roman, let's not forget, suggested we make a mint jalapeno.
Mint jalapeno. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're still a little undecided on where we should appear. Yeah. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And then we've kind of just went off on a whole bunch of other tangents otherwise based on all this sort of thing. And started talking about all sorts of great things.
And we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Good collaboration ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to crack packaging, but there was some interesting thoughts there.
Yeah. Culture feels like a huge opportunity. So, who wants to go first?
Yeah, 100% cracked. I'm ready. Let's go build a company.
Did we crack it, Jesse?
Well, Yeah. Let's go build a company. Another one.
Roman, did we crack it?
Another diamond in the rough. I think fantastic conversation, big opportunity. I know nothing about the metrics of the ice cream business. I think so we need to go a little deeper before starting a company, but I think very interesting market opportunity.
I like it. I'll say we cracked it.
Woo!
We're in. We got this thing. We've got it figured out. We know how to make ice cream super popular in America. Again, it's very exciting.
Yay.
That's it. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
We're good.
No, tell us your favorite flavors.
Yeah, talk to you next week.
But only if it's mint chocolate chip.
All right.
Thank you all for listening. See you next time. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to another episode of Crack It in an Hour. If you like the show, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you have questions, thoughts, or feedback, shoot us an email at hello@crackitpodcast.com or on Instagram @crackitpodcast.
Music done by Michael Anastasi, cover art shot by Mick Mint, and all things audio and video taken care of by Nathan Nash. See you next time.